Welcome everybody. The topic of this video is the repair of F5J glider's nose area if they get damaged through the use of a custom-made motor mount, such as the one that I'm holding in my hand. So for those not familiar with the term, F5J gliders are a competition glider that's used where an electric motor actually flies it to altitude. After that the motor switches off and the aircraft glides. So just for those not familiar with it, also that traditionally aeroplanes have propellers that are fixed like this. Electric gliders, in particular F5J gliders, have propellers that once the motor stops folds rearwards, simply so that the aircraft experiences less air resistance, in other words less drag. So the way this repair works is when the glider has a mishap, let's say it crashes, and the first, say, 10, 20, perhaps 30 millimeters of a nose section gets damaged. The best way to probably go about it is to decide if you want to sacrifice the first 10, 20 or 30 millimeters of the fuselage, then cut that off. Now, as can be seen in this sketch here, what then happens is the glider's fuselage or body actually becomes slightly wider, and that means that the original motor mount won't fit anymore. This needs to be glued into the fuselage. That's where I can assist. I can manufacture a new custom-made motor mount to whatever your specifications are. And obviously to do that I need a certain amount of information. What I've done to make it a little bit easier to communicate is I've created this drawing here, of which you can see here, and I haven't filled any sizes in it. I've simply just marked everywhere which sizes I need to successfully manufacture an F5J motor mount. Now, if you can't see this all that good in the video, you're welcome to drop me an email at felixthoma@gmail.com, and I'll then send you a PDF version of this drawing, which you then can fill out and email back to me. From there I can then give you a quote, what it will cost you to get this made. Now one of the things that I'd like to point out here is when I was manufacturing this particular mount here, I almost fell into a bit of a trap. And the reason for that being is that I initially simply assumed that the measurement from this hole to that hole and from that hole to that hole is identical, where in fact there's actually a difference of about 2 or 3 millimeters. So I'm just pointing this out. If you do measure your holes on the motor which need to translate to a mount, be sure to measure across both separately. The drawing also makes allowance for 2 separate measurements. And then obviously for measuring you will need a vernier, such as for example this one, or otherwise if you have a digital one, then of course that makes it a little bit easier, but either one of these will suffice. Thank you very much for watching.